Welcome to week 13 of my NFL predictions. Can't believe we're this far into the season already. Last week I went a very good 11-3, putting me at 110-68 on the season, and putting me in back in third place in my Pick'em League. Still behind my boy Travis and my buddy Brian. They're at a pretty big 9-point lead right now. There's a small chance we can catch up, guys. All right. And this week there are 0 buys. All 32 teams will be playing on Thanksgiving week. And starting with, once again, let me just say, I will be doing this off the cuff. I'm going to try and do that from now on for these videos. And for the game of the week video, I'll probably choose, let's look through here. I might go with the Packers-Lions. I might play that game on my Madden 26 simulation. So, starting with tomorrow's games, there are 3 of them for Thanksgiving, and hopefully I can get this out Wednesday night, which is the goal. I do have family over, so it might take a bit. I might not get it out until after the first game or during the first game. But we got the Packers taking on the Lions in Detroit. Last week we saw the Lions get an overtime victory over the Giants 34-27, and we saw the Packers dominate the Vikings 23-6. Now this is going to be a close one. I think this is like I said, this is going to be the best game of the week. Probably a back and forth affair. However, there is a big caveat. I don't know if he's playing, but Frank Ragnow has come out of retirement for the Lions. Either way, I do think this is going to go either way, being a divisional game, and I think the Lions pick up a lucky victory, 31-28. Next up, we got the Chiefs going to Arlington to take on the Cowboys. At 3:30. Sorry, I heard my cat meowing outside my door. Hold on. Alright, so we got the Chiefs taking on the Cowboys in Arlington, which is technically Dallas. Sorry, I'm stupid. The Chiefs picked up a big overtime victory, 23-20 versus the Colts, which is one of the games that I got right over everybody else. And the Cowboys shocked the Eagles, 24-21. I believe they came from a 21-0 deficit to win that one. I don't think that one was an overtime victory, but the Cowboys they're picking up some momentum. However, the Chiefs are also picking up momentum. The Chiefs I do think they are the better team, and I think no matter what, I think they pick up a big win, probably like a 34-21 victory. Probably not that. Probably like a 28-24. Let's go with that. And finally, tomorrow night, Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, 7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know why I'm explaining all that. I'm trying to pad the runtime. We have the Bengals taking on the Ravens in Baltimore. This one's going to be a decent game. I mean, these guys, divisional game, and the Bengals, they know how to put up points, even with Joe Flacco. However, it looks like Joe Burrow's returning this week. Either way, I don't know if that's going to be enough to take down the Ravens. I think for now, I will say the Ravens pick up a win. Probably going to be either a high-scoring affair or a low-scoring. I will say it's probably going to be high-scoring. 35-33. And Friday, our only Friday game, we have the Bears taking on the Eagles. The Bengals came up off of a 26-20 loss, by the way, and the Ravens picked up a versus the Patriots, and the Ravens picked up a victory against the Jets, 23-10. By the way, sorry. Next up, we got the Bears taking on the Eagles. The Bears picked up a big win versus the Steelers, 31-28, and the Eagles, like I said, choked that game versus the Cowboys. Now, this one probably will be a pretty decent game. This is going to be the first big test for the Bears, I think, because the Eagles, no matter what, they are a dominant team right now, unless you're the Cowboys or the Giants earlier in the season. But I think this will be a bit of a, like I said, this is going to be a big test for the Bears to see if they are for real. And no matter what, if they do put up a decent amount of points against the Eagles and make it close, I think that they can be seen as a possible NFC North winner, honestly. However, let's see how they do against the Eagles. For now, I have the Eagles winning, let's say 24-20. But like I said, if the Bears get blown out, I think that they will probably fall in the standings pretty big. Next up, we got possibly the game of the week. Saints taking on the Dolphins in Miami. The Saints lost to the Falcons 24-10. And the Dolphins, I think they had a bye. Yeah, they had a bye. This is the toilet bowl of the week. Both these teams are terrible right now. I think the Dolphins have 3 wins, maybe 4 on the season, and the Saints have 2, maybe 3, maybe 1. I think 2. I'm not looking. But this is just going to be a poor game. I think the Dolphins are picking it up. They are looking a little bit better, so I do think the Dolphins pick up a 21-10 victory. But both these teams are bad. They're not winning the division. It's over. It's Jover for both those teams. Next, we got the Texans taking on the Colts in Indianapolis. Texans coming off a big victory against the Bills, 23-19, and the Colts coming off that overtime loss, 23-20 versus the Chiefs. I don't think the Colts are in trouble. I think they are going to do fine. I think they have a pretty tough schedule, actually. There is a small chance that I don't think the Colts are good. I think that they are a fluke this season. They are I can't remember what year they are, but they are that 11-0 Steelers. You know, they're a fluke season. I think Daniel Jones is just going to keep falling. He's going to keep regressing, and I think the Texans will start picking it up a lot more starting last week. But this week they're going to hopefully start bringing that offense back into the game. So I do think the Texans pick up a win here. It's going to be a big upset. I think the Texans pick up a 28-20 victory versus the Colts. Colts haven't beaten a good team. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Chargers. That's it. The Broncos game was a fluke. I'm saying it right now. The Broncos victory, or the Colts beating the Broncos, was a bullshit fluke off of a stupid penalty. This is coming from a former Broncos hater, by the way. But yeah, I think the Texans pick up a win here. Next up, we got the Falcons taking on the Jets. Both these teams, another poor set of teams. You know, the Jets lost 23-10 last week versus the Ravens. The Falcons won 24-10 against the Saints. Not much of a win because it's the Saints. The Falcons are missing Michael Penix still. By the way, Kirk Cousins is back, still in as quarterback. And I think the Jets are going to run Tyrod Taylor again. So this is going to be a battle of backups. The Jets, they're just not good. The Falcons are starting to pick it up a little bit. They do have a much better defense. I don't know. I don't care about these teams. Falcons win 17-10. This is going to be a boring game. I'm saying it right now. Next, we got the 49ers taking on the Browns in Cleveland. The Niners picked up a win even with a big dick punch by Trevon Moehrig versus the Panthers 20-9. And the Browns picked up a big win against the Raiders 24-10. Not really a big win. Shedeur Sanders looked passable in his start. The Browns defense is going to give the 49ers offense some trouble, I think, because, what was it, 3 interceptions versus the Panthers? However, that offense for the Browns, I don't think it's good enough to be able to turn those interceptions into anything similar to the Panthers. So I mean, we'll see. I think this is going to be a defensive game for the most part. The 49ers might get some decent plays going. I do think the 49ers will win. It's going to be probably a low-scoring affair, if anything. I'll say 14-10, 49ers win. Next, we got the Rams taking on the Panthers. The Rams picked up a big win to keep their streak, their number one chances alive, 34-7 versus the Buccaneers. Yes. And the Panthers lost 9-20 versus the 49ers. Fucking idiots. The Rams win 34-10. I think the Panthers will score more than the Buccaneers. I'm going to call it 34-10. Sorry, the Panthers, they're just pissing me off now. They're too up and down. The Rams are a dominant team. All right, next we got the Jaguars taking on the Titans. The Jags picked up a big win, 27-24 versus the Cardinals in overtime. And the Titans, they tried to come back against the Seahawks, but they still inevitably lost 30-24. They got some garbage time going. The Titans, one win. They're not looking good this season. They're going to keep falling. I think they might pick up a couple more wins to get 3 and ruin their number 1 draft pick if they have one. I think the Jaguars will win a big game here. This is going to possibly put them in first in their division. I mean, this could go either way. Like I said, this is a divisional game. However, I do have the Jaguars winning 28-14. All right, next we got the Cardinals taking on the Buccaneers. The Cardinals lost that overtime game versus the Jaguars 27-24, and the Buccaneers got blown out 34-7 versus the Rams. The Cardinals are a fun team. It seems like they're a mixed bag, and the Buccaneers, if Baker Mayfield's out, I think that they are in trouble. But for now, I think I have to go with the Buccaneers, despite the Cardinals being a little frisky team. The Buccaneers, they're too good of a team despite all these injuries. I think that they will be able to handle the Cardinals. I might change my tune. Maybe I'll do a short if I see anything different. If Baker's out and Teddy Bridgewater has to start, I might switch out for the Cardinals. But for now, I have the Buccaneers winning 24-17. Next, we got the Vikings taking on the Seahawks. A revenge game for old Sam Darnold. I do think J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz are out for the Vikings, so this is just going to be a dominant performance. The Vikings did lose 23-6, and the Seahawks won 30-24. I think the Seahawks have such a easy schedule. I don't think they're good. I think they are a one and done in the playoffs. Similar to the Colts if the Colts make it. Like, let's be real. That's my hot take. I think the Seahawks are bad. They're not going to win anything. If I'm proven wrong, I will make a video saying, hey, I'm wrong and I'm stupid. But for now, I do have the Seahawks winning because the Vikings have nobody. I think it's going to be a 28-0 victory. I don't think the Vikings are going to get anything. All right, next we got the Bills taking on the Steelers. The Bills lost a heartbreaker 19-23 versus the Texans, and the Steelers lost 31-28 versus the Bears. I think the Bills might slowly be getting in trouble here. I think they're gonna be able to bounce back. It's the Bills. They have off weeks. Every team has an off week, but they're not gonna be able to get that top seed back. I don't think. I think the Patriots are gonna just take that top seed. But I don't think the Bills are in trouble. But the Steelers defense could give them some trouble. Whichever Steelers defense shows up. For now, I do have the Bills winning 28-24 versus the Steelers. Next, we got the Raiders taking on the LA Chargers. The Raiders lost 24-10 versus the Browns. And the Chargers, I think, were on a bye. Yes, the Chargers were on a well-needed bye after getting destroyed the week before. The Chargers are looking to bounce back. They are really just fallen to the wayside. They're very iffy this season now. The Raiders they are bad though. This could go either way. Like I said, divisional game. I'll say it every time. For now, I do have the Chargers dominating, getting a big 38-10 victory. All right, 2 games left. Last Sunday game, we have the Broncos taking on the Commanders. The Broncos, one of the most dominant teams. They're coming off a bye. Same with the Commanders. Both teams coming off a bye. But the Broncos are a much more dominant team. Not dominant. A much more winning team, I should say. Their defense is dominant, and with Marcus Mariota still starting, most likely. I don't know what Jane Daniels is doing. I do have the Broncos getting a big win, 17-12. They aren't going to be able to score. So it's going to be a low scoring, but it's going to be a big Broncos victory. And finally, we have Monday night. We have the Giants taking on the Patriots. This could be the game that ends the Patriots' chances here, because the Giants are one to spoil the Patriots. You know, the Giants did lose 27-34 in overtime versus the Lions. And the Patriots beat the Bengals 26-20. The Patriots, they do have a pretty easy schedule to give them this big major record. This winning record. This major record, that was stupid. But the Giants, they are probably starting Winston again. I don't know what's going on with Jackson Dart. But despite how much I want to play spoiler for the Patriots, and being that the Giants have beaten the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl, I do think the Patriots pick up a big win here. We'll say 34-31. Yeah, 34-31. I think the Giants are going to be able to take it to overtime even. But, yeah, that's what I got for you. I'll throw out any shorts if I have any remakes. All right, peace.